And so today I wanted to review Gerald's Game by Stephen King, which came out in 1992. It's quite an old book, a fairly old book anyway. So there's a movie this anyway as well. Came out 2017, which I watched beforehand. I watched it years ago though, so I couldn't really remember much other than the basic plot of the story. So, but I wasn't aware of much of the detail in the book or anything like that. Um, Basically, the story is husband and wife go out this cabin. The husband ties the wife to a bed, and then the husband dies of a heart attack, and then the wife starts having these imaginary hallucinations in her head and imaginary conversations with herself, but really it's her other personalities. And there's a incident that happened on some night. It was some special occasion in the past that has triggered emotions in her, and it's triggered feelings of resentment towards her father and towards. She starts doubting her husband's intentions as well before he died, and you know she starts to believe that her husband wasn't the man that she thought he was. So Uh, she's stuck there tied to the bed the majority of the story, and she has to find a way to get out of the handcuffs that she is tied to, and um, she eventually does by the end, and then but she has to deal with her repressed feelings like that she hides deep inside herself because of the events in her past relating to her father, and she has to face her fears, sort of thing. And this is what the book's about, really. And uh, there's a dog as well that comes over to her husband's body and starts um, eating away at him and all. So it's quite gruesome in that way because like Stephen King books are, and I can't remember how faithful the movie is to the book, but I remember the basic plot of the movie was the same. Um, so if you're wanting to watch the movie, and I'd say from what I can remember that the movie was good as well, and it got good reviews from what I read as well. This was a good one. I did enjoy it, and I find it a bit complicated at times because you're sort of going back and forth between the woman and her personalities, and you don't really know who's talking for who, and who's in control. Is it her, or is it the voices in her head, or whatever? But I think that's the whole aspect of the story. You have to be invested in her and her voices in her head, or her personalities, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it's not it's not a paranormal thriller, or it's not a like some of his other ones are, like a Shine, or whatever. It's more along the lines of, like, say something like Misery, or one of them kind of stories. It's more relatable, down to earth, more psychological, and it's not about the actual scares. It's more about the psychological aspects of it. Um, which he does equally as well as the horror aspects. I say anyway. Um, so yeah, this is my third third Stephen King book. Um, Still have a few more to read, like, that I own. So I am wanting still to get The Shining. Um, I have a couple short stories that I got from the library. Shawshank Redemption, and what do you call it? The Mist as well, which both are movies as well. Which I've already seen as well, so I'll be interested in seeing how they translate, how the book translated into the movie and so on and all that. But I will have to go back and watch this movie again because it's been years since I've seen the actual movie. The movie came out in 2017. I probably watched it around 2018, 2019. So it's been at least about 5 years or so. So I will have to go back and watch that and see how well the movie is done and how well it translates from the book. But I do recommend the book, and I'd say it's a good 4.5 star, 4.5 star. Um, and yeah, it was a good read, and it kept me engaged. And yeah, for anyone interested in anything that I've talked about in this book, then you would be into reading this book.